Welcome back. We are back at Stockwell Park Athletics Track today to do a short workout, 37 minutes, interval-based session, working on getting my legs turning over a little bit faster. So we're getting that filmed, and today I've got my heart rate monitor, so I'm going to have to fly without it. I'm not going to have all the data, which upsets me. I have to rely on my wrist heart rate monitor, but it's not the end of the world. I don't really need it for today. It's more about getting my feet moving, doing some short, sharp intervals to try and increase my speed over time. So we'll see you around the track.
Yeah. What you staring at, you looking dumb. No, I don't ever hold my tongue. I will never be what you expect. Maybe you need to get your eyes checked. I don't care if you think I'm stuck up. I don't care cause you can't call my bluff. I don't care if you think I'm a clown. I don't care cause you can't pin it down. You can't pin it down. I'm everything you can't define. I'm always gonna cross your line. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down. Can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me down, pin me down, pin me down. You can't pin me. What you staring at, you looking dumb. No, I don't ever hold my tongue. I will never be what you expect.
So we're going to debrief on the move. That was a good workout actually. I could have done with a heart rate monitor actually after all, because I definitely end up running those intervals much faster than what was scheduled. I was supposed to do zone 3, zone 4 intervals. I was definitely running probably in zone 5 for bits of that. So we did 15-minute warm-up, building up pace, and then it's almost like a reverse pyramid really. So you've got some 15-second intervals, then 30 seconds, then 45, then a minute, then back down to 15 from there, and then work right back up and back down. So almost like 2 reverse pyramids. Good workout, happy with that. And the reason why we're driving and debriefing is because I've got to go back, get a shower, throw some lunch down me, and get back to work. I've talked to a lot of people. Always ask me about kind of work-life balance and stuff like that. How do I balance work with training and family and stuff like that? My thing is that no matter how much I'm training, I don't want it to affect my family. So a lot of my training sessions are built into either the working day or before my children wake up or when they're in bed. Yes, I do still have time for my beautiful wife. We make sure we spend certain evenings together, and certain evenings I'll train. But it's difficult. I understand why people wouldn't want to do a long distance course or long distance triathlon, because you do have to put quite a few hours in. It can be done on less hours, but if you want to improve and get a good time, all that type of stuff, it's going to take some hours, especially if you're doing a long course. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But a good workout overall, and I'll see you tomorrow on the turbo where we got a nice workout to be getting done. Catch you then. Right, so today on the bike, 20-minute warm-up, and then we've got 3 sets of 8 minutes in threshold. So
4 minutes in between. Should be fun. Well, depends who you talk to when you say fun, but should be a good workout. But yeah, not a long one, just over an hour, so it's gonna be good. We will talk more very shortly once we get stuck into this warm-up. I try and get most of my warm-ups actually when I'm doing on the aero bars. Now I definitely need to have my position adjusted because it's not as comfortable as it once was in this position. I feel a bit cramped. I'll get that done probably before the winter fully kicks off. I'll go and get a new fit so I can maximise the weight of training. But yeah, I like to do most of the warm up in there and some of the sets in the aero bars, depending on what I'm doing. But yeah, we were talking about work-life balance, how we fit everything in. I had a little think about it and I realised how kind of fortunate I am actually to be able to squeeze my workouts in and around my work and family and stuff. So, because I work for myself, I can do a lunchtime workout on a Thursday, or I can go. Say for instance, on certain days I'm not with patients, I can train at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and then go and do some more work later on, and it doesn't matter. So yeah, very fortunate. But even in that situation, definitely if you're training for these Ironman events, unless you've got ample amount of free time, definitely be tricky to squeeze in. But it's doable. It's worthwhile. If you like this type of stuff anyway, which I'm sure you do, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. Yeah, it'll be worthwhile when I get to the Ironman UK finish line next year with a big improvement from last year. One of the things that I've always done, so prior to me doing triathlon, I used to do, many years ago now, used to compete in mixed martial arts, and when I was at my most active in mixed martial arts, I was at university studying to be an osteopath. And the osteopathy degree is not, it's like an integrated master's program. It's not like one of those degrees where you just rock up, do a couple of hours and do FA else. You're literally there, like it's like a full-time job. You're in clinic, you're doing technique stuff, all the other bits you've got to do, all the studying, lectures and all that type of stuff. So, because I was competing in mixed martial arts at the time, I got used to the idea, and because I was always active before that, I came from the Marines, always was used to building my training around my life. So I kind of, back then I used to train in the morning, train in the evening, work all day, or study all day. If I was in clinic, I'd be working. And then set up my business about 6 years ago. Training, retired from MMA first. Training started to take a nosedive slowly. Got a bit more into resistance training. We trained 4 to 5 times a week. Maybe, an hour at a time. Not a massive time commitment, pretty easy stuff really. Then set up my business. That started to dwindle down even more. Maybe I was doing 3 times a week. Super busy with business. When I first set up, I was doing 6 in the morning to 10 at nights, 7 days a week in clinic. When I first set up, I was seeing like a few patients a day, like next to none, but I had so much stuff to do behind the scenes to try and get the business moving. I just spent all my time there. I was out networking and all sorts of stuff. I still managed to keep some training in there, but then my son was born about 4 years ago, and that changed things definitely. Sleep deprivation, feeds, it's crazy how time consuming children can be, but obviously that comes with a priority. And then my daughter was born, so then I went, in some weeks I was only training like once a week, hardly doing anything. Cardiovascular fitness was at rock bottom. Now, which is this time, I'm about to start my set, so we'll continue this brilliant story after the set, but it brings me to triathlon time, and I'll talk to you how I organise it now. Later on you feeling like that, bro?
Yeah. What a beautiful feeling, though, isn't it?
Set one done. Anyway, so I took forward the methods I've been using previously. I used to train a lot more seriously back in the day, and I've applied that to the modern day, but I'm definitely being a dad, and being a dad that actively spends a lot of time with his kids and does a lot with them, and to help out my missus at home as well, because family is the most important thing to me. It becomes, my time is more constrained than what it would have been back in the day. I used to think I was busy back then, but I was making myself busy. Now I am busy, but I feel like I've got the balance right. In the build to Ironman UK last year, because I was just trying to figure it all out again, I was doing a lot of sacrificing sleep in order to get in. I was definitely tired in the build up. Also there was because triathlon's a new sport for me, big steep learning curve, getting your head around the equipment, clothing, training, how it fits together, technique, everything. So I feel like now I'm training well now. I'm into a good routine with it. But I feel like, whereas in the summer or in the early part of this year, training for Ironman UK, a lot of my headspace was being taken up with everything related to triathlon. I feel like the steepest part of the learning curve's over. Now I can settle into a kind of more normal learning pattern and keep adding stuff as we go on, but it's not occupying any headspace, which is good. So the sets I'm doing today anyway, away from that, are at around close to my FTP basically, just a couple of watts shy of my FTP. So it's pretty challenging stuff, but 2 more sets to go, and then I'm all complete for today, but tomorrow's a new day. I've realised as well, while choosing Ironman UK, bearing in mind I booked it first last year, didn't have a clue really what I was getting myself into. I had a rough idea, but I didn't realise quite how hilly it was. I realised that actually being slightly heavier, I'm probably not suited to hilly courses. But I've chosen now, made your bed, got a lie in it, haven't you? So that's what I'll be doing.
Left it in the dust, mate.
It's gone, mate.
On it.
He wanted it. But
You want a little
the
more.
reality, when it come to it, he didn't want it as much as he thought he wanted it. And now all he is dust in the distance. I used to literally dread these kind of threshold workouts. Remember last year, or the start of this year even probably, towards the start of this year definitely, because I was at this house doing it on the turbo when it was just set up over there. I used to do, although I done a ramp test, they predicted my FTV as being higher than what my most recent test results were. When I was doing these specific workouts, threshold ones, I was working right at the bottom of threshold. I was setting it right at the bottom on the erg mode, because even that would absolutely brutalise me. Then as I got fitter towards Ironman UK, I started getting better at them. And now I've got them. I can do them. They're fine, but they are definitely tough. Definitely working fairly hard in the intervals, but I definitely feel my fitness improving because I'm putting bigger numbers down and my heart rate is not climbing too high. I'm sat right at the bottom of threshold there, probably actually in zone 3 actually at the end of the interval, so that's good. Power's coming. The heart rate cost is not there. One more set to go.
8 minutes, yeah? It's a bit of a sweaty one.
It's got hard work to be fair. Right, so on the cool down now, 2 minutes to go. Good workout. 3 sets, 8 minutes, pretty much FTP. Good workout, good sweat on. But yeah. Next week, it's exciting. We are going back to the swim cube for the first time since before Ironman. I'm very excited to see how my stroke has fell apart since all of my instructions. No, I'm swimming faster, but despite the instruction prior to Ironman, I can almost guarantee there are some bad habits creeping in. So I'm going to go to swim cube, get some of them nips in the bud, then hopefully we'll be popping up there every month to every 6 weeks, or probably every month really, to keep working on technique, keep progressing, because we have to make some improvements in the swim. Can't be flapping around or almost drowning and then expecting to be putting in a good time when the rest of the field are miles away. And yeah, on Ironman UK, where I came out of the water in about 500th place. I managed to gain 400 places on the bike, but I had to come through the whole field and it was a bit of a pain, to be honest. People everywhere. So if I can get myself nearer to the front, not at the front, not killing myself, gonna be nowhere near those guys, but closer to the front, and then I can put in a good bike, a solid run, and then we can start talking about getting a much better place. I will see you next week. Thanks for joining us, we appreciate it. We'll catch you then.